The Dark Knight's Metal event has introduced fans to many new terrifying possibilities with the reveal of the Dark Multiverse, and the multiple evil alternate versions of Batman that exist on their Earths. We've been covering quite a few of them on Top 10 Nerd, and today we're taking a look at Earth -1's version of Bruce Wayne, otherwise known as the Devastator. Bruce infects himself with the Doomsday Virus, and this is what we end up with. Fun stuff. So let's take a look at how he's going to be devastating Prime Earth with our list of the top 10 Devastator Batman surprising facts. In at number 10, the Doomsday Virus. On Earth -1, in response to Superman going off the rails, Batman whips out an arsenal of weapons that he's been storing in case the scenario ever played out. After busting out a kryptonite spear, Batman loses his right arm, and Superman talks a whole lot of This causes Batman to reveal that he has a modified Doomsday Virus that he planned on using as a last resort to take down the Man of Steel, which he does. Up next, number 9, the destruction of his world. The modified Doomsday Virus is the reason why Earth -1 is destroyed. The virus spread and began to infect the entire planet, with the Devastator realizing it was too late to save his world while it was happening. Tragically, all he could do was sit and watch his world disintegrate around him. Right before it's entirely gone though is when the Batman Who Laughs pops up, and tells him about Earth Zero, or Prime Earth, a world where Superman hasn't been killed yet and everyone is oblivious to how truly evil he is. And at number 8, the Batman Who Laughs. Upon meeting the Batman Who Laughs, Devastator immediately calls him out as being the Joker, along with the line, "I thought he killed you," which some have read as Superman being responsible for killing the Joker on Earth -1 during his rampage. And at number 7, he can transform. Bruce's modified strain of the Doomsday Virus allows him to transform at will into his Doomsday form, an ability that we haven't seen before. In the past, we've seen Superman himself be infected with the Doomsday Virus, after intentionally inhaling all of the spores that were released after he tore Doomsday in half, so that others wouldn't become infected. Luckily for him, he was later cured of this when fighting Brainiac. And at number 6, abilities. Speaking of, the Doomsday Virus adds a whole lot of oomph for Bruce once he infects himself and becomes the Devastator. These new abilities include regeneration, reactive adaptation, radiation generation that creates kryptonite mist, toxic kinesis that allows him to manipulate toxic spores at will, the summoning of spikes of his being from the ground, and he has an equal amount of strength to Superman's, being able to take on the Man of Steel. Not too shabby. Up next, number 5, weaknesses. So what weakens the Devastator? Well, he's got a diminished intellect. The longer the Doomsday Virus is active, the more the Devastator's mind decreases in logic and becomes obsessed with one thing: destruction. Which can be both an advantage and disadvantage, but considering the mind in question is Bruce Wayne's, it's more of a major disadvantage than a gain. While not specifically stated that this may be Bruce's weakness, it is safe to say that based on how the virus affected Earth -1 and how it's affected those in the past, it will likely have the same consequences with Bruce. And at number 4, Lobo. Lobo, who is currently a member of the Justice League of America, takes on the Devastator on Prime Earth. He's very much a powerhouse himself, and aside from having strength that is arguably on par with Superman's, Lobo is also immortal, and has a genius level intellect. Not bad for a dude who drives around through space on a motorcycle. Anyway, he's one of the heroes who encounters the Devastator fairly early on, and the Devastator manages to grab hold of his chain, flinging him up into the sun. No word on whether or not he survived though. And at number 3, Lois Lane. After arriving on Prime Earth, the Devastator infects Lois Lane with the Doomsday Virus after the two shake hands while he's in his Bruce form. This makes her a carrier for the virus, and she unintentionally spreads it all over Metropolis, and in the process infects Jimmy Olsen too. The only reason why she hasn't transformed as quickly as the other people in Metropolis is due to her exposure to Superman's excess solar radiation. And at 2, other foes. Lobo isn't the only one that the Devastator defeats. Supergirl, Lana Lang, and Guardian all pop up trying to fight him off, and are defeated. Jonathan Kent, Clark and Lois' son, intends to also join the battle, when he witnesses Kara being defeated by the Devastator and becoming infected. But Lois catches him in the nick of time, preventing him from going. There's a heartbreaking scene where Lois gets him inside the panic room that Superman built while she begins to transform into a Doomsday creature herself. It's intense. And finally, in at number 1, he kills Superman. The Superman of Earth -1, that is. Due to his reactive adaptation, Bruce, in his Doomsday form, is able to spontaneously adjust his physiology in order to maximize his advantages physically wherever he is. This includes the incorporation of his breath being radioactive via kryptonite, which kills Superman, along with several Doomsday-esque spikes splitting through him via spores that were emitted from his breath too. All in all, it's not a pretty death. Alright, there we have it. Are you all excited about what the Devastator will do next? If you can't wait, we've got some other great Dark Knight's Metal videos for you, like the top 10 Red Death or the top 10 Batman Who Laughs. If that doesn't tickle your fancy, why not check out the top 10 supervillains playlist for your sinister fill, all up in our channel. And hey, if you dug this video, hit those like and subscribe buttons and share it with a friend. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I've been Kelly Pally and this has been Top 10 Nerd. Catch you all in the next one.